I'm taking out the I have to say, it is, well, it's the best of both worlds for us to come into a show that has such an amazing fan base. I mean, this is incredible. You guys are incredible. I could see it. I was watching just on Twitter yesterday all of their pictures of you guys following them all around. This is amazing. It's really incredible. And, you know, for me, I was on Lonely Girl 15, which was basically the first of its kind. And I feel like, for me, my life's kind of come full circle because I'm back on a show that kind of resembles that, right, Hank? It's, it's really, really, really cool for me. I can't wait. I just shot my first episode this morning, actually, didn't we? Yeah. It's really, really exciting for me. I can't wait till you see it, and, yeah.
Hi, guys. I'm kind of like social media challenge, I guess is a good word. Like literally, Ashley and I was like, we were like looking at my real Twitter account because I didn't know I had one. And what, 864 days was it that was my last tweet? But I'm gonna start now. But it's just like so exciting to be here because I had no idea that this whole entire like universe existed. And then I'm really nervous about coming on because it was like this thing that was already set up. So there's like I think a little bit of pressure, good pressure as an actor, because you want to, you know, do a good representation because like the character's already out there and like things have been said. Jade's been like writing what I've been saying. I'm like, ugh, you know. But it's fun. It's really fun. Everything's so great. So it's good to be here.
Hey, everybody. I guess, you know, being Lee is a character that's got big shoes, and I'm trying to fill those shoes. And just watching all these episodes, it's so much fun to watch these people act and to be in this world. And I'm just as big as a fan as you guys are, and to be immersed in it and really see what's going on it's really awesome to be part of the family now. I really appreciate it, and thank you guys all for the love and support. And we'll be here. We'll keep loving you too.
We were doing a scene with Jessica and Ashley, and they were one of them was imitating, you know, being Lee. And Chris he comes to me and is like, "Can I sit and watch the scene?" And I'm like, "You're not in the scene." It's like, "No, I just want to watch how they do it." And so he got to watch Jessica like make fun of him in the chair. That was really funny. No. Go ahead.
Another question?
I just wondered, like, how did the casting of this come about? Because obviously it wasn't, like, publicized or whatever. You just kind of, like, did you have, like, open casting calls? Or, like, how did you even come to get, like, these parts?
Well, there was a casting call. It was open. Those of you who are in LA or Hollywood, there's this service called LA Casting. Jenny Powell, producer, who's not here anymore, but she put out a casting call, and we were pretty upfront what it was. It was like it's the Untitled Pride and Prejudice series. We had both our names on it, and we had 4,000 submissions for the these 4 roles. And so we basically went through them, and that's what, you know, we came out with that. And then we basically cast every role. Like, we haven't handed any role to anybody yet. I'm not saying we won't. I prefer to get the best person available. Like, we're now at the point when these 3 were cast, we had, you know, kind of people who we would recognize, like on TV. Like, if they say the name, you would know who came in for the roles, and just weren't the right fit. And we just went with the best person that we could to keep the integrity of the show. We didn't want to stunt cast.
Well, if you ever do hand out roles. Don't look it up like that.
This is for Hank and Murdy. You guys essentially jumped feet first into this new social media storytelling experiment, which is why I think personally it's a really great idea to have those behind-the-scenes things so that we can see how the story gets told. Having done this experiment and having had the success that you've had, is this a medium that you think that first of all you believe in and encourage others to try, and then a medium that you think you're going to reproduce? Are you going to keep telling more stories in this way?
First, Lonely Girl did it first, and no one will ever argue anything else. And it's very strange that Jessica Rose was unknown and no one knew that she existed. It was before Twitter, it was before all that. before, and so there was no way to find out who she was. There was no way to realize that it was fiction. And it was portrayed, for those of you who don't know what Lonely Girl was, as reality. It was just a video blogger, but it turned out that it was more than that. Which was really intense at the time. For those of us who were there in the forums, like trying to having the arguments. And so I mean, I told people like, this is the idea we're having. It's like Lonely Girl, except it's an adaptation of like a classic novel. And they're like, well, there have been video blog fiction projects that haven't succeeded since Lonely Girl. And I was like, what were they? And I still don't know. I just have heard that they did exist. So there are other things, but the idea of telling a story this way, I love. And it's just obviously gone really well. And I think I really want other people to do it. And the thing is that you can do it really, I mean, I feel like we're on the high end of the production. Like, I would love to all pay you all more, but I feel like we're on the high end of the production spectrum here for this kind of thing. It can really be done by one person. It can be done by one person writing, acting, directing, filming, editing, just like vlogs are done, except as a fiction project. And I'd really love to see that, you know, like that kind of really sort of gritty, authentic, like, I'm making a thing here, dude, kind of stuff happening, and also bigger projects. And I totally, absolutely, if anybody comes out and starts making adaptations or fiction-based vlog projects, I would be thrilled by that if this became a thing, because I feel like it should be a thing. Maybe we should call a couple of them, though, for ourselves.
Call dibs first.
I was just wondering how obnoxious Mr. Collins is going to be.
Super obnoxious.
Actually, did you have the monologue in your head this morning?
How obnoxious is Collins? Oh. Okay, sure. Wow, you put me on the spot. I gotta remember these lines that are already throughout, you know? You do a scene, and then, for me, I do a scene, and then I'm like, oh, it's done.
Sorry,
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. So where are we gonna go from?
Lizzie Bennet.
Lizzie Bennet!
Oh my god, what did I do?
You don't recognize me?
Ricky?
Oh, please call me Mr. Collins.
Mister?
The doctor monologue. Unfortunately, I am not. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have yet to.
Mister?
Unfortunately, I have yet to attain my doctorate degree, thus I am still simply Mr. Collins. Though I can understand you'd expect a man of such high intelligence and impressive pedigree to have already attained doctoral status at such a young age.
I was really confused as to whether they would come as the actors.
We were confused too.
I was wondering, did you guys ever do that when you were here? Because this is actually the first time I've seen you guys. So did you do that ever, or no?
Lizzie and Charlotte shot some episodes. They were good. I'm sorry that you missed them.
But I think we wondered that. We were asking like the powers that be, do you want us to attend in character? Quite concerned about it, but I mean, fortunately we've been able to just be ourselves. I mean, not to say that doesn't prevent people from assuming that we're in character, but no, we've been allowed to be ourselves.
Yeah, no, that's hilarious.
I definitely packed more Jane-like outfits.
That's my 2 cents.
I just have to say that we printed out extra badges so that you can have a Lizzie Bennet badge and an Ashley Clements badge, so it's like you can switch.
Do you feel any pressure to cast Darcy
Immense.
I look forward to those casting sessions so much.
It's high. It's probably even higher that we casted this guy as the brand Darcy. And it's like, oh my god, it's gonna be, oh wow. Well,
I look forward to casting Darcy's house. Like what is the equivalent of Pemberley, and like how are we going to do that, and how are we going to pay for it?
Little things.
Yeah.
This is, I guess it's for everybody, but Hank said, I think on his Tumblr like a couple weeks ago that he hadn't actually met any of like the actors before, like, and so did that make it any more difficult trying to work with them or anything like that?
I don't think so actually. I mean, we actually first met. We did a team dinner on Tuesday before the con because Hank is in Montana and we're all here, well, LA-ish, right? And because like. I mean, Hank is kind of how it works is that the writing team and I, we write the scripts and we go over them together and we rehearse. And Hank doesn't really be part of that, at least especially after that we've kind of established the character. Early on when we were doing rehearsals, I would film the rehearsals and I would send them to Hank and we would talk about like, okay, what characterization differences are we looking for here and you know, what's modern Jane, what's modern Charlotte, and stuff like that. But now that they're established, it's really just like, you know, these four are so comfortable with the characters that, like, all we have to do is get the scripts down, and then we want to stay in the episodes and the plot line, all that stuff, and then it becomes just a kind of where Hank can kind of not really just like he doesn't have to micromanage at all, basically. So because he has me on the front, just kind of doing all that stuff. It makes it very easy, and then Hank can just kind of enjoy it. And on the post side, as he said, like all the footage goes over there, and we don't see it. And then the episode's out, and like, oh, he cut that.
I often really wish that I was in the room, and I like completely selfish reasons. And it's funny, like Ashley will talk, like the actors will talk to me during, like I'm cutting it, and they'll be like, "Sorry, Hank." I do that like on Sideshow and Crash Course too. I'll be like, sorry man, sorry this take is taking so long. Because I don't edit those. But I don't know that it would be better if I was in the room. I wish I was there, but I like honestly I don't know that I would make anything better. I just would like to be there because it would be cool.
YouTubers are used to collaborating.
Yeah.
That helps. Yes.
I'm guessing you're all fairly familiar with the original book and story now. When you all started or when you were auditioning for the parts, how well did you know the story?
I'm gonna take this first. Bernie has told me that a large part of the reason why I was even called in to read is because I wrote a note when I submitted that said I'm a huge P&P fan and I'd love to be involved. I'd read the book, and I own at least one movie adaptation of pretty much all of Jane Austen's books. I'm a big fan of that lady. And I actually, the casting process for this kind of took a while. And after callbacks, which was like the second time, for those of you who aren't actors, that became interactive characters, Bernie did a phone interview with me, I think partly to make sure I wasn't a crazy person. And also to make sure that like I was on board for this long project. And that conversation excited me so much that I was like, I have to reread this book, not knowing that I was going to be cast in it. And shortly after I finished rereading it, I got a call from Bernie that I got in the part. It was very sort of fortuitous and awesome.
The word she said was, really?
I was a lit major at USC as well as a theater major, so yes, I like reading books. So yes, I had read it before. I'm actually rereading it, although I kind of got slowed down in doing work and VidCon and stuff. I'm about halfway through my reread.
Yeah, I was familiar with the story as well when I was younger, and my college actually put it on as a play. And then I was not in it, France.
I'm actually reading along with each episode we're given. So I'm not jumping ahead. I'm rereading along with this whole process. I don't know. I think it's been fun to do that, just to get reoriented with it.
I'm kind of doing the same thing Laura's doing. I'm kind of reading along to where we are in the series roughly, and I'll just go back and read it again from the beginning because I kind of don't want to pass where we are in the show. Because what's exciting for us, I think, with each new episode, like I totally geek out too when I see like, oh, that's happening. So that's how I'm kind of moving along. Even though I yes, as these ladies are familiar with the novel. But yeah, and I think I kind of lucked out because I have smaller shoes to fill because I feel like the Bennet sisters are so fleshed out and such iconic figures. No pressure, ladies. I feel like I kind of lucked out with we really have our own spin on Charlotte, which is really neat and it's been really fun.